Sonic levels. They're literally the whole point of a Sonic game. Without them, well, no game would exist. But yeah, recently I made a video discussing Sonic Generations on the 3DS and my experience with it. Everyone has different opinions on that game, and I gotta say, I personally enjoyed it, despite it being very short. But after I made that video, many people were saying that they wished those levels from the 3DS version were ported to the console version.
Yeah, surprisingly enough, the 3DS port actually had different levels compared to the HD version, of course putting aside the main one, which would be Green Hill, to which both versions started the game off with that level as it's a classic at this point. So let's say these 3DS levels were ported to the HD version, how would they have looked? I personally think that they would have looked amazing and fantastic considering base generations came out in 2011, and for the hardware on PS3 and the Xbox 360, the game's graphics looked phenomenal. Same goes with Unleashed, but that's a different story. The first controversial level that many people talk about is Casino Night, as that level would have been a great addition to the game as it takes place during the night and overall feels very vibrant. I personally enjoyed the classic Sonic level more than moderns for the 3DS port, as there were many different paths and I found the springs to be fun as they blasted you away to the next platform. What sucks a lot about this level is that for the HD port of the game, we literally got a boring pinball game instead of an actual level. It really is sad that we got that instead of the level, considering all Sega could have done would just upscale the graphics from the 3DS and make it look HD. Then boom, just port it to the other consoles. It really was disappointing considering that pinball game was DLC as well. But what can we do? That's the past.
The second level would be Mushroom Hill, as I personally feel like this level or stage hasn't gotten much representation in modern releases. Hopefully we can see this level appear in more games, as I personally enjoyed moderns and classic Sonic levels here. It's very hard to choose which one I prefer as I love the both, but I guess me boosting through Mushroom Hill as Sonic felt way more satisfying. Although I personally don't see this level making too much sense for the story or areas, it would have been nice DLC or maybe even an extra level you unlock after beating the game. Alright, now here comes my favorite level from the 3DS port, Emerald Coast. This level is so iconic considering it came from Sonic Adventure 1 and is loved by many people. I personally love the beach levels, so this would have been peak seeing it on modern hardware, and I personally would have liked seeing this level over Crisis City or even Speed Highway. I know many people are gonna hate me for that, but hey, if we got Seaside Hill, it would have been dope seeing that iconic whale chasing after you as modern Sonic. As for classic Sonic's level for Emerald Coast, I really don't know what they could have done with it, but I sure know that it would have looked great. Another favorite level of mine would be Water Palace. I love that level so much on 3DS, and I don't know what it is, but similar to Emerald Coast, water levels just feel so different, so possibly replacing Seaside Hill could have definitely worked, and that would have been unique considering this level in specific never had an actual 3D stage since it's from Sonic Rush, a 2D game. There are many other levels they could have replaced with Water Palace, but hopefully one day we can see an adaptation of this level in a 3D stage with modern Sonic or any other character. As of right now, we know that it will be in Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, which is definitely very cool. Up next would be Radical Highway, and I personally think that this stage should have been ported in the HD port as it made perfect sense considering one of the bosses in the game is against Shadow, and I feel like Radical Highway defines Shadow to a certain extent and is a very important stage. This stage could have worked well if they implemented this stage instead of wherever they fought in the HD port of the game, but hey, that's just me though. And last but not least, we have Tropical Resort, and boy, let me tell you that I would have preferred this level over the long, depressing level that was Planet Wisp. I don't hate Planet Wisp from Colors, but the way how they handled it in Generations felt more like a chore, and if I'm not mistaken, the best time would be like 5 minutes to beat it. I don't think that's the worst thing, but I think it's the Wisp that they chose in Generations that made it more hard to like. Alright, let me stop the rant and get back to Tropical Resort. Similar to Planet Wisp, I feel like this is also a huge level for Colors fans, and although I'm not a huge Colors lover or enjoyer, I personally feel like this level would have been a better pick as it's more fast paced than Planet Wisp and overall has the better aesthetic. And I would have loved to see that big moon in the background glistening while I speed through the level. Once again, feel free to disagree, but yeah, these were all the missing levels from Sonic Generations. Kinda crazy how the 3DS version of the game had great levels and it's slept on by many people. I really don't understand why Sega never added these levels as DLC or something, as fans would have loved seeing those classic and nostalgic stages back on recent hardware. especially with Sonic X Shadow Generations. They could have definitely included at least 2 or 3 levels into that digital deluxe pack with the Dio stage from Sonic Movie 3. Who knows, maybe in the future we may see these stages be added to a new Sonic game, and we may experience these forgotten stages with greater quality and graphics. So yeah, let me know what level you guys would have liked to have seen in the HD port of Sonic Generations, and what stage from the 3DS deserved to be ported there as well. As of right now, I'm gonna catch you guys in the next one. Take care, stay safe, and peace.